Welcome to the Abrams Boxing Show, powered by Last Out Media and brought to you by www.15rounds.com, the worldwide leader in boxing news. Also, Abrams Boxing PR Media and Broadcasting, the industry standard for boxing media relations and play-by-play broadcasting. Also, check out www.abramsboxing.com, Abrams Boxing on YouTube, as well as M. Abrams Boxing on Twitter and Marc Abrams Boxing on Instagram. Hello, boxing fans. Welcome to another edition of the Abrams Boxing Show. I am Marc Abrams. This week, we'll be joined by former and possibly future super lightweight champion of the world, Regis Prograis. We'll get to the results of the week. We'll kick it off from last Saturday night in Las Vegas. Yanibek Alimkhanuly went to 13-0. He won a 12-round unanimous decision over Denzel Bentley to retain the WBO middleweight championship. Scores were closer than expected. 116-112 twice for Alimkhanuly, 118-110 for Alimkhanuly. Bentley now 17-2-1. Was a I don't want to call it lackluster, but everyone was hyping Alimkhanuly up. Didn't get Bentley out there. I still think he's a big time. I don't want to use the word prospect. He's still a big-time talent and is going to make a lot of noise in the middleweight division. I think sometimes when the bar gets raised up, beyond expectations or, it's super high, you're not always going to get everyone out there. And Bentley proved to be a pretty decent fighter. Yeah, we know he got stopped by Felix Cash in a previous outing, but he came with his A game and fought a good fight, but came up short via the unanimous decision. So we'll see what's next. Maybe some of the bigger names that didn't want to fight Alimkhanuly may inch back towards him, and we'll see him with a bigger name opponent. On the same card, unbeaten WBA female minimum weight champion Seniesa Estrada made her top-ranked debut with a 10-round unanimous decision over Jasmine Cala Villarino. Scores were 190 on all three cards for Estrada, who's now 23-0. Villarino falls to 6-3-2. Again, it was much hyped about her top-ranked debut, and I'm a big fan of Seniesa Estrada and look forward to seeing her in some big fights. I know they want to try to have her win undisputed at 105, 108, maybe 112. And maybe a rematch with Marlene Esparza in the future. So we'll see what happens there for Seniesa Superbad Estrada. Saturday night in Cleveland, super lightweight Steve Spark won via 6-round disqualification over Montana Love in Cleveland. Love, the hometown kid from right there in the Buckeye State. Was an interesting fight. Spark dropped Montana Love in round 5, in round 2, and then in round 5 was really starting to get to Love. In round 6, Love got butted, and I think he was, a part pissed off at that, a part frustrated. Maybe he was, there are some people who wrote he was looking for a way out and threw Steve Spark over the top rope, Royal Rumble style. So I guess Steve Spark would have been eliminated because it went right over the top rope. Good landing, though, land right on his feet. So I don't know if there's going to be a rematch or not, but Steve Spark, made himself a little bit of a player in the 140-pound division on Saturday night in Cleveland. So it remains to see what happens with Steve Spark and, of course, Montana Love. Friday in Sheffield, England, Sonny Edwards retained the IBF 112-pound, the flyweight division title. With a 12-round unanimous decision over former 108-pound world champion Felix Alvarado. Scores were 115, 113 twice, and 116, 112 for Sonny Edwards. And he improves to 19-0. Alvarado falls to 38-3. Edwards, a lot of people want to see him fight now. Maybe Jesse Bam Rodriguez. I know Rodriguez can try to win the WBO title. So we'll see, possibly a unification fight between Edwards and Rodriguez down the line. Saturday, also in England, WBC, WBO female super welterweight champion Natasha Jonas. She actually took the IBF belt. She's now a 3-belt holder. Unanimous decision over Marie-Eve Dakari. Scores are 190, 98-92, and 97-93 for Jonas, who's now 13-2-1. Dakari falls to 18-2. That fight took place in Manchester, England. Also, a Sunday, Floyd Mayweather went to 50-0. Well, actually, he didn't go to 50-0. He retired at 50-0. The heck, I mean, as he had fun and then finally knocked out YouTuber Deji Olunji. That fight took place in Dubai. That was part of a ppv.com pay-per-view. I was fortunate enough, I saw some clips of it, and Mayweather's having fun and making money. Now his his famous phrase now is currency over legacy. So I kind of agree to him. I mean, those belts I don't think can pay bills. So good for Floyd Mayweather. I'm sure we're going to see a whole bunch more of these exhibition fights and him smacking around some unqualified boxers and making, as he likes to say, a good bag for it. This week, we got a couple good fights on the zone from Mexico in Guadalajara. WBO number 1, WBC number 2, WBA and IBF number 3, middleweight Jaime Munguia, 40-0, 32 knockouts, will take on Gonzalo Coria, 21-5, 8 knockouts. That'll be in a 10-round fight to headline a show on the zone. So we will see Jaime Munguia take on Coria. Hopefully the next fight, Munguia gets through this, gets to 41-0. Looking for a big fight. I know he's now wants to fight Gennady Golovkin. We'll see what happens should Munguia come out victorious, and I expect him to stop Korea sometime in the middle rounds. Also on the zone this weekend, Hasim Rahman Jr. was supposed to fight former UFC champion Vitor Belfort. Belfort got COVID. In stops former Carolina Panther and Dallas Cowboy defensive end, former UFC fighter as well, Greg Hardy. So that will also be on the zone. Some news items of the week. The undercard has been announced for the WBC super lightweight title card between Regis Prograis and Jose Zepeda, and we'll talk to Prograis in a few minutes. Undefeated WBC and WBO female super flyweight champion Evelyn Bermudez, actually they have it backwards here. Yocosta Valley, 26-2, 9 knockouts, will defend her titles, her minimum weight titles against Evelyn Bermudez, 17-0-1, 6 knockouts. Also unbeaten Charles Conwell, 17-0, 13 knockouts, takes on Juan Carlos Abreu, 25-6-1, 23 knockouts. That is going to be some sort of WBC 154-pound elimination bout. Also, unbeaten heavyweight Bakhtur Jaliev, 11-0, 11 knockouts, will take on Curtis Harper, 14-8, 9 knockouts. Let's hope Harper stays in the ring. He's the guy who famously or infamously walked out of the ring right before he was supposed to fight Efe Ajagba a couple years back. And opening up the pay-per-view will be a 6-round fight as Fernando Vargas Jr., 6-0, 6 knockouts, will take on an opponent to be named later. Earlier this week, I had a chance to talk to Regis Prograis for his big fight against Jose Zepeda, and this is how me on the line is super lightweight. Now joining me on the line is super lightweight Regis Prograis, who on Saturday, November 26th. Now joining me on the line is super lightweight Regis Prograis, who on Saturday, November 26th, will take on Jose Zepeda for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship live on ppv.com. Regis, what's happening today?
Oh, good, bro. Just running chiropractic, doing a fight. That's all.
So we got this big fight coming up on November 26th against Jose Zepeda. What are your thoughts, or as we tape this, we're about 9 days out?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've been waiting for this to be a champion again. So right now, it's just the main thing, bro. It's like the waiting, staying at 140 and second, and now it's happening for this one fight. So if if y'all can hear my voice, I just can't wait.
Jose Zepeda, what's he bring to the table?
Hey, listen, I think he's a pretty. I definitely respect him and stuff. But I feel like I'm on a different level. I just feel like I'm on a different level. I want to go out.
It's been a long time coming getting back to this spot. Obviously since the loss to Josh Taylor, were there days that you thought that, getting back to this title opportunity with the politics of boxing? I know you kind of jumped around. You did a fight or two with PBC. You did something with Triller. Now this fight is finally here. What were your thoughts the past couple of years, trying to get back to this top of the mountain, so to speak?
It been frustrating, like boxing. It been frustrating. Lock me. I feel like they try to lock me. Have the right people around me, the right team. And one thing, I'm my own boss. Nobody. With that being said, boxing they can try to lock you out. I felt like it was gonna happen. One thing I always did, I always believed in myself and train. Like for 3, went right back to training. Eventually, guess what? Like, all right, I'm still gonna fight, get my shot again, and now I'm here.
I know you stuck around 140 for this opportunity. I'm sure, there's always been rumors and maybe flirtations to go up to 147 pounds. How close were you to maybe just saying, heck, this may not come. I'm going to 147. There may be some bigger opportunities there.
Never. I had opportunities hooker at 140. No, I want to stay at 140, and I'm so glad I'm mind like this. I'm so glad. Now I'm getting and if you compare the careers just lost to the dude, I forget what's his name. Maurice Hooker just fought but anyway, he fought Virgil Ortiz, Cobbs, Blair Cobbs, and it's like that I sacrificed myself, my body, and I'm standing at 140, and now I'm getting the opportunity to be champion. So I'm the move that I made, and I didn't budge for nobody. I didn't try.
The 140-pound division, it's open up, and now some new names have emerged on the scene. Obviously it was you and Taylor putting on the great fight out some of those fighters who were in that tournament. Now you have guys like Lopez, Zepeda's been hanging around. He's been on a roll. Jose Ramirez is still there. A lot of great fights to be made at 140 pounds.
Yeah, a bunch. Glad I'm glad. I could have went to 47 in the mix, maybe not, but 40, it's so many big fights that could be made. Stupid to, and that's like I stayed these last sacrifice, and all that stuff, and in shape, and so I'm standing 140, and I made that decision.
You just fought in the Middle East, and now, now you're this fight maybe considered a little bit of a road game. You're fighting a Mexican fighter who in Southern California. When I guess there are plans, or there should be a lot of support for him on November 26th. Have you thought about that? You feel you need a knockout to win this title?
Yes and no. At the used to live in LA too, so I'm gonna have a lot of people probably more than a lot of people at the fight. Also have a lot of support in LA, and so I'm not really worried about it. One of my favorite cities in the whole. I don't look at it road or nothing like that. I never fight, and listen, I've been through way worse. When I went the way works. It was against me. So, you know, I mean, this won't phase me.
We should call you the All-American. You got Houston, you got New Orleans, and now LA. You could call home. What do you want to say to the fans in closing before we see you Saturday night, November 26th, live on ppv.com, take on Jose Zepeda for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World?
I mean, just tune in. I don't want everybody to tune in. I think it's definitely gonna be a you know, 2-time world champion. November Saturday, Thanksgiving weekend. Yeah, I'm a world champion. So you know, do that thing, and you know, just and watch.
Thank you for a few minutes of time. We wish you best luck, and we'll see you on November 26th.
No problem. Thank
you. Thank you. There you have it, Regis Prograis. Sorry about the, I guess he may have some internet problems on his end. Obviously, we get the gist of it, though. He's ready for a big fight. You can watch live on ppv.com on November 26th. A couple other news items of the week. Unbeaten WBO top 10 cruiserweights will get it on December 2nd as Brandon Glanton, 17-0, 14 knockouts, take on David Light, 19-0, 12 knockouts. That will be on Pro Box TV. And Julio Cesar Martinez, 18-2, 14 knockouts, will defend his WBC Flyweight Championship against Samuel Carmona, 8-0, 4 knockouts. That will take place December 3rd at the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. That will be part of the Chocolatito Juan Francisco Estrada undercard. Several weeks ago, I had a chance to talk to former world champion Kendall Holt at the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. He's been out of the ring for a couple of years. I want to see what the former champ from Patterson, New Jersey has been up. Here with former junior welterweight world champion Kendall Holt here in Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. What's happening?
This is a beautiful event. I didn't know it was going to be such an event. I thought, we was going to have the dinner. It was, people were going to get inducted, have some drinks, some laughs, share some stories, but this is actually an event.
So you're a guy, you're a Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey guy. You fought a bunch here in Atlantic City. What are your thoughts and memories of Atlantic City boxing?
So I remember the first time I ever even came down, coming down the expressway, you see the lights, you see Trump Tower, like just all the stuff I seen on TV as a kid, and I was getting to experience that. And I made my pro debut here, and I came back and I fought for the number one rating in the world, and I won. So it's a great experience to come back down here and meet all these other guys. And one thing I definitely want to come back and do, I want to come back one day as the commissioner of boxing in New Jersey.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we won't tell Larry that yet.
I've told him before.
So what have you been up to since, I don't know if you ever officially retired, but I guess you're retired. You haven't fought in a while, but what have you been up to?
So I never officially retired. I just got tired of training and never went back to the gym. I had a couple fights on the table that I let go. But what I've been up to is I started my own boxing glove company, and it's called Hope Boxing, and it's gaining some popularity locally. But so a few guys, some champions, hit me up. I sent them some gloves to try out. It's making its way.
If I'm not mistaken, weren't you an electrician at one time?
I was an electrician. My son just graduated, so he has his certification and being an electrician too.
Here's my memory. You used to talk a lot about your son and him playing football back in the day.
My son played high school football. He won a couple track championships, broke a couple records. He got a partial athletic scholarship to college, junior college, but we weren't excited about the careers they were offering, so he went to our trade school, got his electrician certification, and this is the best time he's ever had in being in school.
Gotcha. So maybe you guys gonna start doing jobs together, or
it'd be nice, but I haven't been doing electrician in a long time. I've been on the water side of things in the world.
Speaking of electricity, everyone remembers your fights with Ricardo Torres, winning the world title. I mean, you think about that. Is that popping in your brain still alive today?
You know what? Every few months, somebody posted on Instagram, and it brings back a lot of memories. A few months ago, I spoke to Ricardo Williams. He's doing good, and it would have been great if that fight happened here in Atlantic City.
I'm sure at some point down the road, because obviously you do have a history of fighting in Atlantic City, as you said. I'm sure we're going to see you as an inductee one day. So
one day, and I hope you'll be here to interview me.
I absolutely will be. Maybe give me the first interview.
I definitely will. You got it, Mark.
Thank you, man. Kendall Holt, former world champion. Thanks, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Up to Kendall Holt, terrific fighter in his day. Had a chance to talk to him at the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. Two quick fights, fight announcements this Saturday on BXNG TV. I just found out I'll be in Washington, D.C. See Dusty Harrison make his return to the ring live on BXNG TV. Also, Suleiman Sagawa, some other D.C. area fighters, Dominique Dimes Crowder. Also another fight on BXNG TV. On Saturday Night Live from Springfield, Massachusetts, Grand Chin Promotions. Chris Trietti runs a good show up there, and he's got a couple Massachusetts state title fights. Those two fights will be on BXNG TV as well. So, again, not much going on this week. Next week, we got the big fight on ppv.com. I'm going to try to get Jose Zepeda on for next week to preview his end of the deal as we talk to Regis Prograis this week. So, hope everyone has a terrific weekend and a good thing. Well, I'll talk to you guys before Thanksgiving, but a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Thank you much, and enjoy the fights.